What's your Tyler's back with the retro reviews with the start of an October month with Bad Blood 2003, because in 2 days from now, Bad Blood's coming back. So yeah, funnily enough, this was the first Raw only pay-per-view because, anyways, the event, it was a Raw exclusive pay-per-view, obviously. It took place on June 15th at the Compact Center in Houston, Texas. So, this was the first official Raw brand exclusive pay-per-view. Now, Insurrection 2002 was a Raw event, but it was not much of a pay-per-view. It was those UK shows that started back in 97, basically. That nobody here in America could not see, really. But anyways, it was the first Bad Blood held since 1997. And this event took place to replace King of the Ring, which the last one was 2002. Was not the best show. If you want to see that on here, it's on the channel. So there's that. That was like one of the early ones. So yeah. But yeah. There was one more Bad Blood after that. Was the following year. Was not the best show. Let's be honest here. But anyways, this had, well, I can't go through. But anyways, let's talk about the show, really. This had a lot of big promotion, big time matches, actually. But there was one negative I had about this show. The first 4 matches were short. And I'm going to get this out of the way. This had the Redneck Triathlon between the co-GMs, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Eric Bischoff. While it was entertaining, it took almost half the pay-per-view, except for the big 3 matches. And yeah, I mean, I'm getting this right out of the way. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Eric Bischoff in this Redneck Triathlon 2-1, but this is just not much of a match. It was 3 segments throughout the period. They have a burping contest with Stone Cold won. Then they have a pie eating contest, quotation marks, because it was not much of a pie eating contest. It had Mae Young there, and Stone Cold just stuns her after she Bronco butts Eric Bischoff and got him a victory. And then they have this sing off where Eric Bischoff lip syncs his theme song when Stone Cold reacted to it. It was fucking priceless. And then Stone Cold beat the shit out of him and threw him into the hog pen. Yeah, this was during the whole story of Austin and Eric Bischoff being co-general managers. And yeah, this whole story ended at Survivor Series, which I did that last year in my Survivor Series reviews. And that was one of the best Survivor Series in my opinion, that is. But regardless, let's get to the matches now. With Christopher Nowinski and Rodney Mack defeats the Dudley Boys. And you're going to see a trend between the first 4 matches on the show. Not enough time because the Redneck Triathlon. Why did the Dudleys have to lose to these 2? And they were managed by Teddy Long, which spoiler, by the next Raw pay-per-view, the Dudley Boys won the World Tag Team titles. So, the Dudley should have just won here. It was an okay match. 5 out of 10. And, yeah. Next match is for the managerial services of Stacy Keibler. Scott Steiner defeats Test. God, Scott Steiner's 30-year run was a letdown. I'm just being nice here to say it. Because he came in a Survivor Series, you know, give me that fucking mic! And then he had in that infamous program with Triple H, where he got rejected at the Royal Rumble, and then he lost in No Way Out. There were plans to do a third match at WrestleMania, but that went to Booker T, and we all know where that went. You know, the whole somebody like you, and that was just tasteless, really. And then Scott Steiner was paired with Test, and then Scott, by the end of the year, turns heel, and that was basically it. He went to TNA afterwards, but it's not all bad news for Scott Steiner. He's a WWE Hall of Famer now with Rick Steiner, so that's one thing about it. But it was okay. It was not that good of a match, really. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, really. Because there was one fight slip from Scott Steiner. He was trying to accidental test, but he slipped. And there's that. Anyways, next up is for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, at No Mercy 2002, I did that with my brother, by the way. And you will see him again someday. The Intercontinental Championship was unified between the World title, and I have to say it again, how the fuck can you unify a World Champion with a Mid-Card Championship? That doesn't make no fucking sense. The belt was vacated, but in reality, they had to get the WWF logo off the Intercontinental Championship, because this was 1 year removed from the name change. And they reinstated the Intercontinental Championship at Judgment Day, where Christian won the vacated Intercontinental Championship in a Battle Royal. And he had a new look. It's the look you see now with the short hair. And I'm going to be honest with you, Christian looks better with the short hair, really. But he got himself disqualified in this match with Booker T. And, you know, they should have just let this match be longer, really. Because this was a good match, but again, same as the last two matches and the next match, there was not enough time for this because of the Redneck Triathlon. Referee Jack Dome tells Christian, if you don't get back in the ring, you will not only lose the match, but you forfeit the Intercontinental Championship. When the fuck do referees have the authority in that? Christian gets in the ring, he runs out the ring, he grabs the IC title, he hits Booker T and got himself disqualified. A 6.5 out of 10, it could have been longer. But they didn't, unfortunately. And that sucks, really, because these are two good workers. But yeah, next up is for the World Tag Team Championships. La Resistance of Sylvain Grenier and Rene Dupree defeats Kane and Rob Van Dam. For some reason, Kane and Rob Van Dam came out to their original themes, came out to his first theme, not the current one he used in this time period. Rob Van Dam came out to his 2001 theme, like, the fuck? And this is leading to Kane unmasking. Because this was a short match also. It was 5 minutes. This should have been longer. Regardless, a 5.5 out of 10. New Tag Team Champions. Okay, then we get the most important match on this show. The first of 3 big matches on this show. Goldberg defeats Chris Jericho. Now, go back to Full Brawl in 1998. In that review I did. Chris Jericho did the whole parody of Goldberg, you know, the whole thing. It's like the Goldberg and Jericho, you know, having legit bad blood, no pun intended, because this is the show called Bad Blood. And the reason why Jericho left WCW in 1999 to go to WWE in the first place. Then the night after WrestleMania 19, Goldberg made his debut, and then the backstage drama between the two continued until they made up. They've forgiven each other. And they have a program with each other. This was, they try to recreate who ran over Austin with who tried to ran over Goldberg, but Stone Cold, since Lance Storm did it, and and Lance Storm got eaten alive by Goldberg, and the person who told Lance Storm to do it was Jericho in Lance Storm's eyes, in Lance Storm's voice, that is. And that's like the one thing I forgot about this story, like the who run over Goldberg part. And this whole thing, like the Jericho Mason Goldberg, and then Spear him, which I'm saying right now, Chris Jericho did a way better spear than Jey Uso. Because Jey Uso's spears are fucking shit. And he threw paint into Goldberg's car, and he even inadvertently speared referee Charles Robinson out of his boots. And yeah, I'll say this right now, this was the best match on this show. And I know a lot of people give a bad rep to Goldberg. And that's calling Bret Hart, which we'll talk about by Snarkade. And, let's see here, October 3rd to December 19th, which that's going to be a long way. Because we got to get through all these October reviews, then the Survivor Series reviews, and then the December reviews. But 8.5 out of 10, I'll give it. This was the best match on this show. And, hey, that whole fucker up in the WCW they did the right thing here and have Jericho and Goldberg face off. And at least this is Jericho when he became a name in WWE. So, at least that's a positive than WCW was. I know everyone says you should have done a dumpster fire on it, but here's my thing. That feud, that WCW thing was not really a rivalry, basically. And that's probably why you're not going to see that. You're going to see the Oz video on Sunday. On my main channel, that is. But anyways. Best match on this show. The best match on this show. One of Goldberg's best matches. The other one is Danielle's Page at Halloween Havoc, which honestly that's his best match. And there's that. Anyways, then we get Ric Flair defeating Shawn Michaels. This was not as memorable as the WrestleMania 24 match, but it was still a good match. Funny enough, I'm talking about Ric Flair and this shirt right here. I'm waiting for it to return. Probably Bad Blood Saturday, but I'm not keeping my hopes up. They teased Ric Flair turning babyface against Triple H. Psych! Ric Flair and Triple H were working together, and then Randy Orton also was. This was basically Evolution. Well, it did start in the beginning of 2003, but since Batista and Randy Orton went down with injury, the real part of Evolution didn't start until the fall, when Batista came back. And, the rest is history, really. Yeah, I get a 7.5 out of 10. It could have been better. Shawn put Ric Flair through a table, which was random because this was not a no disqualification match, and referee Earl Hebner just allowed it. And Randy Orton cost Shawn the match by hitting him in the head with a chair. God, chair shots to the head are really cringy to look at nowadays. I already talked about the Redneck Triathlon. So let's skip that to the main event. Hell in a Cell match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this story began when Kevin Nash came back after tearing his quad in that infamous tag match he had. He came back, the 6-man tag at Backlash. Triple H got the pinfall in that match. And then Judgment Day, where Triple H got himself disqualified against Kevin Nash, where Earl Hebner tried to stop Triple H from using the sledgehammer, and Triple H hits him with the sledgehammer, and led to the night after, where Triple H will face Kevin Nash by Stone Cold. Stone Cold will tell Triple H, "You got Kevin Nash, Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell, And this led the whole story where no referee on Raw wants to referee the Hell in a Cell match. Then I think it was Jack Dome, or I believe it was, and said that in the last Hell in a Cell match, Triple H ended referee Tim White's career. Although, if you saw the Judgment Day Hell in a Cell match the year prior, it was Chris Jericho who did it, not Triple H. It is like the Mick Foley being the special guest referee for this match, because of the past Hell in a Cell match in 2000 between Triple H and Mick Foley. Shh! I won't tell you what February will be in the coming months, because let's get through this month, November and December, and I'll tell you what the January reviews be. Summer Royal Rumbles, but we're not there yet. Jesus Christ. And yeah, we get the Hell in a Cell match for the World Heavyweight Championship with Mick Foley as special guest referee. Triple H defeats Kevin Nash to retain the World Heavyweight Championship in one of Kevin Nash's second to last world title match in WWE. Well, opportunity, that is. The other one, SummerSlam 2003 inside the Elimination Chamber, and the less I say about that, the better. Although it was a good Elimination Chamber match, but the wrong man won. Sooner or later, I will talk about a topic on matches where the wrong wrestlers won. But that's a story for another time, on my main channel, that is. Yeah. This was a good match. A underrated Hell in a Cell match, but it's not as good as the following years with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, okay? That match was amazing compared to the rest of that card. Well, except for Benoit and Kane. But underrated Hell in a Cell match. One account is just only Hell in a Cell matches in WWE. If you want to count the WCW Hell in a Cell match in 2000. But no, we're going to talk about WWE Hell in a Cell matches, not WCW's. Yeah, Triple H had a toolbox. And no, nobody got the squall. This wasn't 2019, okay? As we want to get away from 2019 as far away as possible, because, oh my god, that year sucked ass. Triple H used a sledgehammer. Mick Foley took the most bumps in this match. Triple H hits him with a sledgehammer and pedigrees Kevin Nash 1, 2, 3, that was it. Everyone bled in this match, including Mick Foley. But that's my nitpick about it. Is Mick Foley was taking more bumps in this match than Kevin Nash and Triple H combined. But this was before Mick Foley had that feud with Randy Orton at the end of the year into 2004, which I did Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 20, and Backlash 2004 for that rivalry. I give it a 7 out of 10 for this main event match. I know a lot of people saying this match was bad, but it was, to me, it was an underrated match. It was a lot better than their Judgment Day match, even though Kevin Nash and Triple H are the best of friends. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. This was a good pay-per-view. And yeah, it could have been better if the matches were longer. And you know, the Redneck Triathlon was funny. It should have just been on Raw, not a pay-per-view. And here's my big con about it. These brand exclusive pay-per-views, which, as much as I really am a sucker for these, my biggest con, they took segments from their TV shows onto their own brand exclusive pay-per-views. And that's my big issue on this pay-per-view, really. It's a 6.5 out of 10 I give it. It's a lot better than the 2004 one and the first one, 97. But that's my big issue on it. Was that Redneck Triathlon? Well, it was funny to see Austin humiliate Eric Bischoff, but it should have just been for Raw, on Raw. Like, before this, really. But I get it. Stone Cold's a big name in Texas. You have to have him on the show. Doing something, not wrestling. Until 2022. But who knows if Bad Blood this year is going to be good or not. But it's Triple H. We can't trust Triple H, not Vince McMahon. However, next week, we're going back to 2006 with WWE's revival of ECW. I did the first one night stand. It makes sense to do the second one night stand. John Cena versus Rob Van Dam for the WWE Championship. Sabu and Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship. How that ended. Yeah. They should just let ECW. It should just had a good end after the first one night stand. But no. Vince McMahon says, I want ECW back as a third brand, damn it. And we don't know what the third part of this returning ECW will be. Stay tuned for December. But that's next week. ECW December to December. Oh my god. ECW One Night Stand 2006. Not December to December. Oh my god. We'll say that by December. That'll be December. Tomorrow will be my SmackDown review. And Bad Blood 2024 on the main channel. So like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel right here, click the notification bell, as well as my main channel also. So you will see more content on there. Like WECW Action Figure Wrestling. That's the name of the company I made. Raw and SmackDown reviews, Wrestling Dumpster Fires video, video game reviews, movie reviews, and yeah, bye-bye. Next week, One Night Stand 2006, by the way. You know. Bye-bye.